Man, thanks for sitting with me. I know I came across your page on let me fix this. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay. I came across your page through so Austin Simon's mom,
Okay.
she lives across the street from me.
Really?
That's how I know him. And
Oh. So you have known each other for a while?
no, I just moved. I've been here at this house for probably like 3 years, coming up on 4.
Okay. Okay.
And man, out of all the neighbors, like we just hit it off. She's
Okay.
super sweet,
Gotcha.
super cool, and she likes having an occasional beer here and there, and
Nice.
and that's how I ended up meeting him. But that's how I met you. For those watching that don't know, Mr. Shawn Wisdom, dude, what is it that I know what you do, but just give me a little feedback. Kind of, what is it that you do, and what do you nerd about?
This is cool. It's been a minute since like I've been on a podcast, so this is pretty neat. But hi, my name is Shawn Archibald, Shawn Wisdom, and I am a full-time digital content creator.
So, are you doing this full time in a sense where you're getting compensated for this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I work 9 to 5 at a gym doing their social media work. So I work at OTG Fitness and I do so anything you see on their website, I mean on their socials as far as photo and video goes, it's me, and then I also manage their podcast too. So I do that, and then I also do private work on my own. So yeah.
How long have you been doing? I guess would you call it content creating?
Just I guess like photography and all right, yeah, this side of it, I've been doing it for about 3-4 years, I would say. At first, I would just take pictures just here and there, and then I picked up doing video. I'd shot pictures for probably like 8 years or something like that, and then a friend of mine needed help with his Facebook videos, and I was just like, well, I mean, I can help you hold the phone instead of you holding it and just having the phone out in front of you. Yeah, at arm length, like yelling at the camera. So I was like, I can at least help you hold the phone, and it kind of just started from there. I was like, yeah, I have a camera, and it's not really set up for video, but I can bring my camera. And then once people seen the like quality shift from the phone to the camera, it was kind of like, oh shit, I think we got something here. So
I love the fact that you are in this realm of stuff, right? But we were just having a conversation before this. The fact that you are a budget creator, capturer, whatever you want to call it, right? Your tips and tricks. I mean, I'll go back and I like try to watch some of the stuff you say, and I'll like take like mental notes, and then I'll quickly go Google like what it is. Or I saw that you posted. It was on Craigslist where you went through, like you were doing it for like a session where you went through and you were posting deals on Craigslist, and I was like,
Yeah.
I never thought about that. And I was like, this dude,
Yeah,
the
dude.
wisdom you put out, the free stuff, tips and tricks, dude. Thank you, because that stuff helps me, man.
Man, I appreciate it. I appreciate that people can get something out of it, because I mean this is what I would do. I would just look up stuff online, and I would be on YouTube trying to check out different deals and different budget options, and like that's the part that interests me, because I think anyone can go out and buy the best camera with the best lens and the best whatever and make whatever they want. But that's like, man, I think it's impressive when someone can take a camera that was hot 5 years ago,
Like
whatever, and, they take something like this, and then they can probably, tell a story with it. Because I mean, at the end of the day, the camera is only a tool. It's like you're not defined by the Sony A7 IV, your Canon R6 or whatever. It's about the story that you tell. And so, yeah, I mean, that was something I would always shop on Craigslist. I used to do like buy a lot of car audio and stuff back in the day. So I'm like buying amps from people in Denny's parking lots and shit like that. So it's like,
Hey, come with me real quick so I don't get robbed.
I think you do, for real. You're like rolling up 8 people deep to like sell some speakers or something. Yeah. But I think that Craigslist is kind of slept on. It's like, just like I was saying in the video, there's stuff that's on there that's been on there for weeks, months even. And it's like those people would probably take a smoking deal for it. And all you got to do is just go on, type in Sony. That's what I would do. I would just get on there and type in Canon, and whatever popped up, it would kind of, every now and then I would find a pretty good deal on there. And Facebook Marketplace is one of my favorite places to go. That's like what I use Facebook for the most now. So.
That's funny too, because I was religiously on Craigslist all the time. And then Amazon came out, and then Facebook Marketplace, and I just completely forgot. I was like, holy shit! Like, yeah, I can get on Craigslist, but now they charge to post stuff. It's like $5 a day, which it was bound to happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
You can't run a free service like all the time.
For all, yeah, for sure. And I mean, I don't post on there. I don't post on there personally. I'm more of, when it comes to me selling, I'm gonna definitely put it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I do
just very, very, very hot place to put yourself. It's like I can put. I don't know. I'm pretty confident I could put most camera gear on there and sell it like by the end of the day if it's the right price.
Is there a preference in camera brand that you like?
So I used to be Canon. I shot. That's what I started on. I shot like the Canon T series for a minute, and I shot the T1i all the way up to the T4i, and then eventually I got a 80D, 70D, 80D, and I was like, man,
full frame camera?
Oh, no, they're like the prosumer. Like it's not full frame, but it has more features than the like T line, the lower end. So it's like you get like fast shutter speeds. Sometimes you get 4K and like other features, but it wasn't full frame. That was like the only thing that would hold it back. But I switched to Sony earlier this year. Started with the A7R III. I loved it. Great camera, but it took massive files. So it's like when I got that and I did my first shoot on it, I was like, it's really like, oh, it's for real, like 12 gigs or, like 30 gigs or something crazy. And I was like, I need to change my whole shit to use this. So it's like, it was kind of a lot, but I loved it. The pictures were just crazy detailed, and it was really cool. But then eventually I had the opportunity to get a hold of an A7 IV, and that camera's been
you've got some gear. I watched some of the stuff you have. If you had to
guess
guess
all the cheap stuff, Well,
I was gonna say, if you had to guess a price range on some of the gear that you have right now, if you could put like a mark on it. Because I mean, this camera alone was like $1,000, and then the equipment, the computer here was another $1,000 or so, and then the mics were I think a couple $100. Like, man. With that being said, though, like that's why I liked your approach to it, because we can get really deep into like buy the most expensive stuff. So I like the fact that you as long as you have, dude, you can use your iPhone
all day. I tell people that all the time. Like someone was just asking me about, man, I want to get into content creation. I want to start a podcast. I want to get my own thing going. And I'm like, dude, start off on your phone. Don't worry about cameras. Don't worry about a computer. It's like, dude, phones now are it's crazy how powerful phones are. It's like, think about it. Use your iPhone, whatever iPhone within the last like couple of generations. The iPhone 14 for sure. My sister has one, and she took a picture. And I looked, and it takes a small video, then it takes the picture, then it has the live video after. So I'm like, this thing literally just took like 300 pictures in like a shot. That's crazy to me. Like, cause it's like, I remember phones would just, you open it up and it took as long as it would take to make that picture just for the camera to open on some phones. So it's like, it's insane how strong they are. And then like you get 4K 60 on phones, crazy good, optical stabilization, and then on top of that, it's all in your pocket. It's all in your pocket.
Well,
so,
not only that too,
crazy.
But the editing. I got a guy that he does, my buddy Blake. He does his podcast stuff, and then I can't remember how he does it, but he ends up getting the file on his phone, and he uses his phone and an app to make like little short reels and little snippets, and like it's got the wording on there so it pops in the video. Like he's got the real game down pretty good, and he does it all from his phone.
That shit is sick.
It's like, dude, like, and I don't know. It's a lot, man. It's a lot editing. It's a lot of stuff, but it's fun, man. It's really, really fun, man.
Yeah.
What's one of the things that you struggled kind of getting the ball rolling into this industry?
As far as
sometimes the confidence.
Oh, okay.
Of to like creating this stuff, right? Putting this stuff out there, getting a little bit more personal with some of the things I got going on as far as business, the truck stuff, this and that. Did you deal with those same things too? Kind of like insecurities or like, what are people going to say type of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a series on my page called Shawn Gets Shredded, and the first episode.
Is that actually on YouTube, or because I know you were doing that on Instagram?
It's on Instagram Reels right now. I slacked on I have the last episode recorded. It's just I kind of got busy with other work, so that always got put on the back burner, and so right now, I want to take it and eventually move it to a different platform, probably TikTok or YouTube, but our YouTube Shorts. But yeah, that first episode, it's like I popped my shirt off, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like at first, I was really scared and insecure about that because I was like, I'm not really one to be shirtless on any platform. It just wasn't my thing, and but it was cool because I was like, man, once I'm filming this, I'm getting this, and I was like, I'm so like stuck on it. Like I'm so ready to just, see where I'm at the end of it. I don't even give a shit what I look like right now. I was like, I'm going to look dope, later on. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, confidence is a thing that I even deal with now. It can be a little intimidating, talking to other people and telling them, what you got to offer. But it's like, as long as you're confident in your product, those conversations get a little bit easier. And then eventually it's like you'll see people and they'll be like, hey, you know what? I'm Shawn, nice to meet you. They'll be like, oh, I seen you shot XYZ. Yeah. And then it's like, then it's a lot easier then.
Well, that's when I started following you, when you shot Austin. And I actually did a podcast with Austin.
Yeah,
we
I
did
need
it
to watch
outside.
that one.
It was good, man. He's a character, dude. He's a character. He gets so caught up in what he's doing as far as like a project or something that he is. Like he's got a gift for the woodwork that he does.
True craftsman for sure, man.
And he's passionate.
Yes.
He's passionate about what he does, which takes it to the next level. But that's how I saw your stuff, and then I was watching your stuff, and I was like, man, this dude's good. Like who is this dude, and what does he do? And like, of course, this stuff, I'm in, and I was like, I'm stalking his page, and no, this is good, man.
No, I do it too. That's usually, that's kind of how I'll prospect sometimes. Like, look for someone. I'm like, man, let me see what content they have.
Yeah.
If it's somebody that has just like nothing but bangers for the last like 3 years, I'm like, I don't know if there's much I can like offer this person at this point. And they probably have someone that already does offer that service for them. It's like, and I'm not really one to want to step on anyone's toes. If someone's gonna, I would hate for someone to do that to me and like backstab me. Oh shit, let me work with the person you're working with. But it's like, if it's somebody that doesn't have a lot of content, that's when I'm like, hey, I'm offering my services.
That's good. I've thought about that too, man. But because it's funny, a few people have hit me up, kind of same thing, like, hey, thinking about starting a podcast. Hey, what do you use for this? And it's like, man, if you guys knew, I don't know half the shit that I'm doing. Like, I'm just winging it. Like, I was trying to figure out right now, before we went live, or started recording this, the playback audio for some reason was not playing in the headphones. It's a setting. It's recording it, I hope. But it is recording it. I can see the little waves. But I was having issues with that. And like, I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly trying to figure stuff out, take it to the next level. And just, I've gotten a lot more comfortable being in the camera. But it's cool that people...
That's hard in itself.
Yeah, it
Big
is.
time. Big time. That's tough. And it started with me. I did like a little bit of YouTube. Also, I've dabbled in that. I have a series on there that I would do, and it was definitely, a lot of it was more like, I liked it for sure, but it was kind of like proof of concept. It was me kind of like learning. Okay, let me try, because I would shoot my buddy's YouTube, and it was pretty formal, and we would stick to certain things, dude. But it was like other things that I would do for me. I was like, that's when I would do the more experimental stuff. I have like the transitions where I like throw a shirt and then I pop in the frame type shit, stuff like that. I wouldn't do that for his video, but I want to just see how it works on mine. And so that's kind of what I would do there. But yeah, getting comfortable in front of the camera it's a huge step. It's a huge
But it's
step.
cool, man. I think for me, it helps me get out of character, or not get out of character, but get more comfortable.
Yeah.
Get more comfortable, be a little bit more vulnerable. And man, I don't know. It's fun, man. It's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Do you prefer to shoot pictures or do you prefer to shoot video?
Man, if you would ask me this like a couple of years ago, I would have been like, oh, pictures all the way. It was just a little bit, I felt a lot more confident there, and it was a lot easier for me to turn over work and get like, I just knew all the like, or I had a better idea of what I was looking for. And but now, man, it's like almost I don't know. I would say it's like a 60-40. Like I like shooting pictures a lot, but there's definitely projects where I'm like, no, I want to do video here, and I'm very I feel very like confident in video, or more confident in video than I did like probably like 2 years ago.
Dude, I look up to your stuff. I see some of your stuff. I'm like, man, this dude's killing it, man. This dude.
Oh man.
And it's cool, like we were saying earlier about like finding people that are kind of doing the same thing, because we can both sit here and kind of nerd out about like certain things, and it's like, okay, I'm not the only tech weirdo out there that's like being consumed by this stuff. Like another coworker of mine, we sit and we look at, because he streams and does the gaming stuff, right?
Okay.
And he's got like he's got the same camera. That's the reason why I bought it. And
yeah.
He helped me put the computer together, and he kind of walked me through what to get laptop wise.
Damn, that's dope.
So I know, and it's like
it's a good friend to have
for sure, man. Super tech savvy guy, and it's just cool to kind of find somebody else and kind of get into that same little rhythm. What was I guess on the video side, because you edit the OTG, right? Or
yeah, their podcast and their the audio and video form. Yeah, the whole podcast.
I like that stuff. I like what y'all are doing over there. I like the guests, very relatable, at least for me. The atmosphere seems legit. I need to go check the gym out, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, come through. Like I said, it's a private training facility, so it's not really like an open gym type situation, but it's like, I mean, I don't know if we want to say it on here, but situations might pop up to where I think it'd be very okay for you to come through and check the gym out. Yeah. So it's like, man, I think that we could definitely make that happen for sure.
How long does it take you to usually edit a podcast episode that y'all do?
So workflow on a podcast, we'll film it, and that is usually about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on guest and other stuff, and then I will film it on a Friday. I will usually not edit it like that one until like the following Monday is when I'll get kind of started. So it's probably kind of old school, but I'll go through it, and I do a lot of start stopping, like skipping back, skipping forward. I listen to a lot of damn, in general, just like 1.25 speed, just all the time. And so
you listen to it at 1.25
yeah, just
speed?
I'm just listening, man. But I'll listen to the podcast, and I'll have a notepad in front of me, and I just have the name of the podcast and everything like that, and I'll just write time codes on there that of clips that I like. And so that'll usually take me to do probably like an hour-long podcast. It would probably take me like, I would say probably 2 to 3 hours if there's like no breaks, no getting up or anything, if I just really stick to it, which is kind of tough. I mean, I don't know if you experience that, but when I'm sitting down and editing podcasts, I'll get sleepy just like watching, like sitting there like watching it. So it's like I have to be on top of it. But I would say about 2 to 3 hours to really like edit it down to where I think that I've gotten everything, to give it one good listen through pretty much. And then and then I'll take it and I'll take the audio version, I'll run it through Audition and do the proper fixes there, take it and have that ready for Anchor, and then I'll take the YouTube version, get that ready, get a thumbnail ready for it, and then
dude, you're a wizard.
That's how it works, man. And it's like I feel like there's still refinement needed there. Like there's things that can be done better and more efficiently. So it's like just like you said earlier, constantly learning and growing and trying to become better every podcast.
Is there something in particular while you're editing them that you struggle with besides staying awake?
Really, man, it's sometimes it's the cameras. So right now we have the just matching all the colors up there and making sure that's always working, but really just marking them. I don't know an efficient way yet to mark the spots that I want. I think I looked it up once and I didn't really like how they were explaining it. I was like, I don't really like how that's like done there. So I've stuck with the pen and pad situation, just especially too, because like if I lose anything, then I can just go back to my paper and just be like, all right, here it is.
Dude, see, this is why I'm glad that you came, because I didn't even think about it. Because I go back. What are you looking for? What did you lose? Oh, your drink?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, because that's a good idea. So that's one takeaway from this for me, right?
Yeah.
I can go through and I will there's a mark feature on Resolve, DaVinci
Okay.
Resolve, where I can drop pins, mark it, but then make quick little reels about it. It is just exhausting taking a one podcast that's an hour long, and then on top, and my editing is super simple.
Mhm.
Not for the longest time, but the first few couple episodes that I did, I hated listening to my voice.
Okay.
I hated listening to my voice. I hated listening to myself talk. And I would just, at the very beginning, crop it right before we started talking, and then I fade into it to come up with the sound, and then I put the little tags, subscribe, like, boom, 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 and then go straight to the end, listen to the last like 20 minutes of it or 5 minutes of it, and then that was it.
You were out.
I was out. I was like,
Damn.
I hated listening to it.
Yeah.
And up until recently, it's like I've gotten a little bit more comfortable, and a lot of them too myself is like right now, like I'm subconsciously thinking about I have the platform right now, and everybody knows enough about me, so I need to bring this to you.
Yeah.
So I also try to work on, hey dude, shut up, don't talk so much, let your guests do the talking. I'm constantly critiquing and going back and looking at some of the things, and I have my
That's
friend.
good though. That's really good.
I try to grow just for one, people skills, communication skills, really get your story and your message out there, not mine, right?
Yeah.
So I have one of my good friends, not the last one that I did, but the one before with Mike. He does real estate and real estate investing type stuff. I sat with him, and I was so amped up by him and so excited to have him on. Well, I kept dropping F-bombs. And I'm like, dang. She's like, why are you talking like that? And I was like, I don't know. She's like, I couldn't listen to it. I couldn't.
Who said that?
My friend.
Oh, yeah.
But I asked for constructive criticism.
Yeah,
I was like,
and she
dude,
was just not.
she was like,
down with it.
I can't. I just can't listen to it. I'm like, man, it sucks because that's a very good episode. And he brought in a lot of views, at least for me, right? A lot of attention. And I'm sure other people were probably thinking the same thing. And it's like, why is this? This is a professional style podcast.
It feels a little juvenile sometimes. Yeah.
I struggle with it. Like when I'm out working on the car, like shooting the shit, you know, like I'll throw a F-bomb or a curse word here and there.
Oh, yeah. That's how I work on cars. Yeah, I definitely have had my, like, hand in the weekend wrencher stuff myself. So it's like, I try to work on my car as much as possible. And that's most of, like, that's 80% of what I'm doing is cussing at it. I'm cussing at it. Yeah, definitely.
But that was,
why didn't I sell this shit? Helps you get the job done.
Yeah,
it helps you get the job done.
That's something that I go back and do. But I'm glad you mentioned that to me, because I am gonna go back and drop pins, and then right then and there I can do the whole file, but then also you do little short reels.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's my like goal in the whole workflow is getting those two big pieces out first, and then throughout the week, I at least try to get 1 or 2 reels done that I could just share right off the bat.
Like teasers, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like I try to get a couple done right off the bat.
Write this down.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, man, it'll probably be in an Instagram story soon too. So I try to just I'll leave little pins there for myself. And try to get those 2 or 3 out just so I can have them ready to go, so I can just go on to another project and not feel like, oh man, I need to like rush now. That's like the worst, when you feel like you're having to rush it. Because I also like add, like, sometimes I'll add like little effects or like certain songs or something like special to that reel. And and so I want to make sure that I'm doing it, effectively. I want it to look good every time. I don't want it to be like, oh, it's like slightly off center and it's like, fuck, that's gonna bug me. It's gonna really irk me. So
it's funny too, because there's a lot of people don't notice the things that we notice. Like the audio on the last one, somebody was like, dude, it sounds fine. And I'm like, no,
it doesn't.
No, it does not. Like, shut your mouth. You don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, yes, man. Like I said, I'll show you the video I was talking about after this. But yeah, I thought I'll show you. I have both copies and I'll let you kind of check it out. But yeah, one of them, the audio just sounded crazy to me. And another friend of mine was like, no, it sounded fine. And I'm like, dude, no way. I'm like, there is no way.
You're not catching that.
Yeah, there ain't no way. It's like, so it's like I had to go in and make sure I got that fixed. So yeah.
So if somebody were to call you and was like, hey man, I need some help, or what is it that you specialize in? Like weddings and stuff?
Man,
Stay away from 'em?
No. I like weddings. I don't mind.
I like money. I like work.
No, I like shooting weddings. It's fun. I'm actually shooting one at the end of this month. I don't take on a lot of weddings. It's not my like it's not hugely, or it's not my main thing, but one of my slogans like on my website is from the squat rack to the quince. It's like, dude, I try to be as
Oh, I like
versatile.
that.
I try to be as versatile as possible. I want to shoot, be able to shoot people in the gym efficiently and make, great content there, but I also want to be able to go to a wedding and still be able to deliver, So a lot of times when it comes to weddings, it's rare that I like head up on a wedding. I'll usually kind of take seconds.
Yeah.
If someone wants a second shooter, I'm down. But it's like weddings, I don't really get them a lot, but it's like I'll take them. I used to be like anti-wedding for a long time. I had like one or two bad experiences with weddings, and I was
I'm pretty
like,
anti-love
no.
myself.
But yeah, dude, it's like I would be very like, I was like, no, I don't want to do weddings. I don't want to do weddings. And after a while, I was like, and like you said, I mean, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Yeah, it's definitely a money thing. There's a lot of money to be made in weddings, and
Dude, we should get together. Dude, I'll take my little strobe light here.
There you go.
Walk
Just
around,
like,
follow you. Get out the extension.
Here comes the bride. We're just like both jankily walking through, all shaky.
That's
Give us the
funny.
money. Nah. But weddings are cool. And the people that are good at weddings, it's like I believe heavily in watching everything from everyone. It's like people that are good at weddings, dude, it's crazy how good at it. Like it's like it's like you're there. I'm crying. Like I'm
in it.
Yeah, I'm just like sitting there like, man, that's crazy, man.
I truly believe that like every single one of us has like a little weird, crazy obsession, like, or like a loose screw with what we're doing. Like you to be like so consumed in your technology and like you're capturing equipment and just capturing those moments. You got to be a little off to be that obsessed about something, right?
Yeah.
Me with the car thing, like, man, that takes over a lot of like my own personal life. Just because like it's just, I mean, I think we all have to have that sort of passion for what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then just the content and the purity of it is just more genuine. It's more like there's times I'm sleepless nights, dude, because I want to get some stuff out and I want to put some stuff out. And is it for everybody else? I don't know. Do you put stuff out for everybody else, or is it personally for you just to like, I don't know, is it to inspire people to do or?
I guess sometimes it starts like it's for me. Like Shawn Gets Shredded was more for me, less than, because I just felt like I was 29, going on 30. And I feel like there was too many people around me, or like just in life, in myself too. I felt like I was just like, man, I don't want to get to like that 30 mark. And I'm like, well, I'm falling apart now. My back hurts, my knees hurt, my whatever hurts. And it's like I had a couple of inconsistent times with the gym. But that's also another like hobby that I really, really like. Like, it's like, I think having healthy hobbies, like I was saying earlier, is very important. And, the gym is one of them for me, and I felt like I was just so inconsistent with it, and I was like, let me just try it. Let me just try to really just dig deep, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna make it a series, and I'm gonna put it out, and let's see how it goes. And so the first episode, I didn't expect. I'm gonna be like one of those cheesy people on TikTok. I didn't expect this to get so many likes and views, but
it, bro.
Yeah, I really did. It has like 3.2 million or something. But no, I didn't. I really didn't expect people to care that much. But after like the first episode, a lot of people were digging it. After like the third episode, I had people like coming up to me like, "Dude, like you made me want to get back in the gym." I'm like, what?
A week later, it's like, where's the update, bro? Where is the update? Take your shirt off.
I was like, dude, I have like, and to me, it's like, I don't see, I was like, I didn't see it as that. It wasn't that at first, but, it turned into that. And people, were like very much like, I guess, inspired in a way. And I was like,
Isn't that kind of cheesy to say? Like, at least for me, it's like, it seems kind of lame. Like, dude, people are inspired by you. But if you put it in a perspective, dude, like, that's a good feeling when somebody tells you, man, like, thank you. If it wasn't for you, like, I wouldn't have done this. Or like when people come to me I had a girl at the gym was like, what do you use for your podcast stuff? And then somebody else on Facebook, I saw they were doing it. And I was like, I hadn't talked to them in a while. And I messaged them. I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like that you are stepping into this avenue and you're putting this stuff out there, because I feel like everybody wants to do. You'll always have that other side of it where like, oh, podcaster, influencer, whatever.
Yeah.
Man,
there ain't nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with influencing people, because you are influenced by someone, know, or like I was influenced by many people. And it's like, if I seen those people in person, I would be like, you influenced me to do this. And it could be a large creator, or it can just be somebody down the street from me. You know, it's like, I think that I definitely believe in giving people their flowers, for sure, because it's like, I think that some people don't hear it enough. You know, you're working in the background of a podcast, just doing whatever, and it's like you just kind of forget how much impact your work probably has on others. And I think that that's one of the more important things, is having impact on other people.
Yeah,
know?
that's a good feeling, man. I was there for the longest time, just like not really thinking of that, but I've recently, I guess as I get older, appreciate a lot more of like every little aspect of everything. Like I watch some podcasts and like, sure, it's so and so show, right? But there is a team that goes into play, and I love when the individual or whoever, the interviewer, is like, yeah, so and so, my team here or whatever. Like I love when they get those people involved, because again, you know, this whole self-made thing, right? But I couldn't make this stuff happen, and I wouldn't continue to do this stuff if it wasn't every now and then somebody dropping like, dude, thank you, like, because it does feel good to put this.
It's like they're part of your team.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we're building a little community here. Like,
exactly,
this is awesome, man.
Yeah, that's what I like about Flagrant. That's like, I mean, that's the one that I've been listening to podcasts for quite some time, and there's like 2 or 3 that I've just kept up with. Flagrant 2 is one of the ones that I most recently started watching, but I love like the team aspect of just what they bring in general. Like, I'm like, there's so many people on the podcast. Everyone gets their say. No one feels like they're belittling anyone. I mean, they crack jokes here and there, but it's not like anyone seems like, oh, you're the dumb one. Yeah. Oh, you're the smart one. Oh, you know, it's like everyone gets to share the light, and everyone gets their play. And it's you know, it's great. And then the clips that Shifty, that's their, I think he and like one other guy are like the background guys, but they're amazing too, and they're also on the show. You know, I think they have their own mics like off to the side. But yeah, it's like the team aspect is so important, and it's like self-made is, man, it'd be cool to say that you did it self-made, but it's like, man, I think to really get to reach those high peaks, it's impossible to just be by yourself.
Well, when you watch certain interviews or certain podcasts, like even like in a different aspect, like millionaires say at some point you have to learn to delegate.
Yeah,
and you can't. Yeah. I physically can't do everything by myself, and I mean, so far I am, but I'm getting to the point to where like I'm stretched so thin on a lot of things that like I have to take back and kind of like reorganize and restructure how I want to do things. Edit it and all this other stuff, but I like what y'all are doing. I like the usually 4, right? There's 4 of y'all, or sometimes there's 3.
There's 3 of us currently, me, Daryl, and Philip. It was just them 2, and then our guest. So, okay. Yeah. So on the most recent episode that's coming out this Friday, it's them 4. So we have 2 guests. Daryl and Phil, and then I'm off to the side. I'm mic'd up with another mic just because it was already a lot of people on there, so it'd have been a little crazy. Dude. Yeah, it'd have been a little wild. So yeah, I'm like voiceovering and I'm throwing in my input and stuff like that on certain things. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. About 3 people.
I love what y'all have, man. I love the different personalities. Just the grounding aspect of it, in a sense where like everybody's pretty grounded, or everybody is grounded, humble, you can sense a just a genuine group of people there, and all different upbringings, all different personalities, all different things. So it's cool to see a group of people come together and just create a community. Like the last one, what was the Hispanic dude, what's his name? Phil.
Yeah.
No, the guest. That y'all helped. The guy y'all helped that like was like, man, if it wasn't for the gym bringing me in and doing this, I wouldn't have been like, he was talking about going to the plants.
Going to the plants. Okay.
Yeah, he's like it was either going to the plants, or I think it was like being a doctor or medical and stuff like that. Y'all had him recently. Man, it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, I'm tripping right now. Cause was it like, how recent was it? Because dang, I'm like drawing a blank myself. We're about to both be on our phones real quick.
Because you had the Asian dude was on last, right? I can't remember his name.
So there's episodes that I didn't edit. There's episodes that before I started. So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm a little lost.
It was recently. I'm gonna go look it up because it's on my recent. Oh, not I'm looking up my videos. No, to me though, that one was, where am I at? I'm gonna have to find it, dude. Oh, my history. Here you go. View all.
Oh, smiling the whole way through. Okay, Mondo. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Bruh,
dude.
okay, yeah.
I'm gonna edit that out for you so they don't see.
I'm sitting there like, wait, what? Dude, yeah, okay. So Mondo, dude, yes, yeah. Having him on was great.
That hits home for me because similar to the way I grew up. Similar so the fact that's why I like the 4 people, three hosts, and then the guest, or sometimes 2 hosts and then 2 guests. It's so much more relatable for a bigger, or it's so much more opportunity for a bigger viewing because bless you.
Thank you.
Because there is all aspects of stuff, right? So he grew up literally down the same like path that I was like, this is so relatable.
Yeah.
Because I'm an operator, so that's what I do, and it's just like, man, what else is there? Like, what else? Bless you.
Sorry.
What else is there for me to do? And I didn't know. I just like, I'm just gonna get into this industry. I'm gonna get into this field, and I was doing fire watching and ironworker helper and things like that. And it's just like, man, I don't know what else to do. So to hear him almost kind of like be saved from that industry and find something that he's passionate about, and man, like you can tell he was genuinely thankful and just glad to be part of that group. Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing that you guys have going on, man.
I got
really
choked
like
up.
that.
Yeah, I got choked up watching him. Like he kind of broke down at one point, and I was just like, I thought like, man, let me check these cameras out. I'm like looking away because it's like, dude, if I looked at him, bro, I was about to lose it, man.
It's like the beep with the color screen.
Yeah, it was powerful, man. It's just like the dude just I didn't know that. Like I'd worked alongside him a little bit, but I didn't know that he went from like sleeping in his car, and trying to like make it shake doing that. I'm like, dude, that's crazy.
I mean, not against anything about like y'all's podcast or anything like that, because I really truly don't care like as far as competition, because I think there's an avenue and realm for everybody to jump into this scene. I'm gonna put the link in the comments for that particular one.
I appreciate it, man.
Simply because of the fact that like that's relatable to me, and you're right, to see someone go from that and to pretty much be hopeless, and then find a group of people like you guys and run with it, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing for me.
He's a hard worker. I see him work every day, and this dude, he's killing it. If he's not in there, it's not like some BS for the pod. It's like if he's not in there working with people, he's in there with a notepad with his own workouts and adding to them, and and then he'll share them with the clients. It's like the dude it's crazy to see that much like commitment and the passion there, and it's like I was definitely able to vibe with him on that part of being in a field where you just feel like you're just there, but you're not there like passionately. And it's like, man, I was like, dude, it was a great episode, and I was just very happy that I was just able to be a part of that and just be a part of the team in general. Just because I was like, man, I feel like I was in this same situation a couple of months ago, and then now, through different circumstances, I ended up and I'm doing it full time. And it's like, I tell people that all the time. I'm like, I wake up every day and I'm like, dude, I get to do this as a job. I get a check for this every whatever. And it's like, this is crazy.
And I think that's one of the things, the reason why I like to sit with people and kind of go into those things where like, we don't have to go down the normal path of or the normal path of like regular job. You can, especially in the modern world we live in right now, man, I can make money sitting in this room with internet, a computer, and a phone.
Definitely.
You can get into anything, trading currencies. You can get into, you can do real estate from the computer. Eventually you have to leave, right?
Yeah.
But you can edit, you can create content. You can do a little e-commerce store. Like there is tons of stuff to do. And this is why recently I've gotten more aggressive with it, because there's money to be made in here. And I'm getting a little bit of traction on YouTube. I'm getting a little bit of traction on subscribers and stuff like that. And if I can hit that mark between the truck, the real estate, and getting people out there, man, to me, it's just cool because it helps me grow my business, but it also brings business to you. Exactly. It brings marketing to you. What is OTG? Who are these guys? What is their podcast about? Bam, now my audience goes and sees your audience.
A little cross-pollination situation.
Dude, there's so many ways. I don't know. I think it's cool to intermingle and find other.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Everything you said there is great for sure. It's like I haven't gotten into the realm yet of making like money off of like just my not just my creative work, but like online, like getting a check from like YouTube or like TikTok or anything yet. I'm curious to see, you know, how to get there.
I'll race you.
Yeah, dude, for sure, for sure. It's like we gotta send each other the check stub whenever we get it, dude. I'm
Big
down,
flex,
man.
baby. 2 cents.
Dude, I'm so down. Yeah, I've been trying to delve like deeper into like the professional page and all that other and like the insights and stuff like that. And man, there's just so much to be learned there because it's like, yeah, everyone can post, but it's like if you're making these right moves, posting at these right times, and really like maximizing your growth there, you can just kind of be a cut above the rest. So.
And dude, and that's why I like your stuff because you free game, dude.
Oh yeah,
free game, free wisdom. Shawn,
yes.
Shawn, you should have put Shawn free wisdom.
Shawn free wisdom.
Literally,
words of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
This guy throws out, I mean, just constantly, religiously, on a daily basis, just free little tips and tricks. Some way over my head, far more advanced than I am, but some I can actually like the little insight thing. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I am just putting content out, and it's like, wait, go to your window and look at when it's peak time. You know what it is for me? I don't know if it's the same for you, and it might be the same for everybody, right? It's that early afternoon to right before people get off of work.
Pretty much 3 o'clock.
Yep.
Yep. 3 o'clock.
Like right at like around 2 to like maybe 4ish.
Yeah.
3 o'clock, perfect. And anything leading up to that, you got to peek in there. It's when people get done with lunch. They're just waiting to get off of work. And this is where they're just kind of like, you know, wasting time and just scrolling and doing whatever. So I need to get better at that.
Yeah, before I would look at that, I would always try, a bunch of different postings, like schedules. I would try at night. I would try like when people, like around the 6 to 7 p.m. because I felt like people were like at home, like chilling, just either eating dinner or like, you know, just got done kind of sitting with the fam or whatever. So that would kind of hit sometimes, you know, it kind of work out, but other times I just started using like that insights thing and like checking and being like, okay, let me post it either at 3 or a little bit before it or something around there. But it's been doing okay. You know, I've heard that the big the tech there is like, okay, you just post and just like once you see it start picking up, get out of there. Just sign off for a little bit and just like give it some time.
Let it marinate.
I guess, man.
Yeah.
I think it works. I think there's a little bit of something to that. But yeah, man, you just got to try a bunch of different things too.
Are you a little weird like me? And this is maybe something that, I mean, this is something that I do. Are you like constantly like refreshing? Like up, gotta view, gotta like.
Sometimes. It's like I can kind of tell when something's like jumping off a little bit. It's like I'll see it and it's like, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Yeah. Like, but it's like, yeah, there was definitely times because I would check my stories a lot. I like to check and see how many people view my stories because I think that's also super important information when people are viewing the stories and also when people are liking, commenting. And I think I said this in a story recently. I was like, man, those, you know, the views on like reels and stuff I think that they're important, but the real numbers is when you are like the comments, the shares, the saves, like that like stuff is like
interaction,
the real human interactions. Like that shit is like that's what you really want to be looking for. And once you're like, I'll see a reel and it has like 16.2 K. It was one that like hit on the OTG page and I was like, oh man, this is great. But then I was looking at the saves and I think it had like 10 and I was like, 10 people saved this, like, or you know, it had like 3 or 4 shares and I was like, dude, this is great. This is actual people that took their fingers and shared it.
I almost want to like get some feedback, and I ask for that sometimes. It's like I'll send it. I'm like, man, what do you think? My brother like send it, and I guess it's he's biased because it's me. I need to send it to somebody else and be like, hey. But he's like, sometimes he'll tell me and critique me like, yes, this, no, this, or whatever. But I look at my stories, but the only reason I look at my stories and see who's watching stuff is there's 2 particular cute chicks. I'm trying to make sure that they see what I'm putting.
You post the shirtless video in the picture, and it's like, oh, wait.
Let me get the angle.
Where's old girl at?
The lighting. Oh, she saw it. Oh,
okay, cool. Let me take it now.
Yeah. No, man. Yeah, those little tips and tricks like that you put up definitely help me, man. Yeah. Next question. Did you bring some cool gear?
I did bring some cool gear.
Let's get into it, man. Let's tap into this.
Let's
nerd out, dude. Let's nerd out.
Everything that's.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the bottom of it dog hair from like the dogs. You might.
Oh no, it's good.
All right, cool. You're not allergic or nothing.
Nah, I'm good, man. So.
First of all, see this is a man that doesn't play. Look at his case. Look at this thing.
Packed to the brim,
dude.
With all the stuff that I use. So, I guess where do you want to start? Do you want to start lenses or camera?
Oh man, they're both equally as important.
Well,
Do you do adjustable lens or do you have a preference?
I'll start with the lens.
Let's do lens, baby. Let's do lens.
This right here is my baby. It's the Tammy 28 to 75. It's a 24 to 70 like equivalent. 28 to 75 f2.8, very small and light. It's lighter than the G Master. People, oh man, it's the G Master. It don't gotta be the G Master.
So does this fit the Sony one?
Yeah.
So it's the
an
E mount. Yeah.
E-mount lens are very, very versatile.
75 millimeters is pretty good.
So 75, you're gonna get like that kind of telephoto-y look, but then it's a mid-range. So it's gonna be 28 is gonna be like kind of wide, but not the widest. 75 is gonna be really good for like if you don't want to have like your 85 on you and all that. This is a really good lens that you can kind of just walk around and just work with all day, you know?
So what I'm shooting at I guess for the people that don't know what that is, so the lower the number on it, the wider it'll be, right? Or am I wrong?
The closer you are to 0 is the wider it's going to be.
Okay, because this is a 16 millimeter lens, and if you look at like the picture, it's just perfect enough to where we're both like not over each other.
Exactly. And so and there's things like crop sensors and full frames, and sometimes the numbers kind of interact differently between the two. So if you're using a crop sensor, the 16 millimeter is multiplied by 1.6 usually, and so instead of it being 16, it's usually like 30 something.
Correct, because I have to compensate on the camera to around double is what it is.
Yeah.
So I try to stay within that 30. What is it? The 30 little FX, I think is what it is.
What are we talking about? Like the f-stop?
F-stop.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's around a 30, I believe is what it is. I think it's what it is.
F3 possibly?
F3,
F3? Yeah. So now it's going to be
I don't know all the terminology and stuff. Like I spin dials, do this, and like that looks good, picture looks good.
There you go. Pull some levers and press some buttons, right? I feel you, man. I feel you. But if we're going to go fixed focal length without a zoom, got the nifty 50 here. So it's a 50 millimeter f1.8. This thing's not bad, man. I avoided it for a long time.
Why is that?
Because I heard it was mid. I heard it just wasn't that great, and then I heard that the autofocus speed wasn't that great, and I heard the sharpness was. I heard it was just very, very average. And for the price, I wouldn't pick this up new. But I was at a photo meetup, and this dude who was a gear goblin. He had a lot of gear. He was just pulling out of his little goblin bag, just pulling it out, throwing here, try this, you know? And so he's like, hey, do you want to try this out? And I was like, of course I want to try that out. Yeah. So I threw it on the front, and I like it because it's a small, sort of compact lens, but I always have been an advocate for having smaller gear as far as cameras go because it encourages you to shoot more. I think when you have like this lens is great, but it is a little bit bigger and it's kind of serious looking. Like
it's pain in the ass to like kind of like, you know, you're holding it's heavy,
maneuver around. Yeah, it makes your whole kit kind of heavy. Even though it's a light lens, it's still heavy. Yeah. But it's like I like having small kits, so it's like it encourages you to shoot more. You'll take it out to shoot with you wherever you go and then you get better because you shoot more. So this one, he let me shoot with it. I walked around with it, and I was like, how much you want to sell it for? And he said like I think 2, and I was like, man, nah, I'm good. And so we went out and ate with the whole group, and I'm sitting there and I'm just looking on everything, Amazon used, eBay, Facebook. I'm just checking. I'm like, damn, these things are kind of pricey. I was like, all right, bro.
I was like, 200.
I was like, how much? I was like, how much you want? You said 2. I was like, I'll give you 180. He's like, buy me a Coke. We're at Velvet Taco. He's like, buy me a Coke and you can get it for 180. I was like, a Coke?
If I buy you 2 Cokes?
For real. I was like, what happens if I buy you a 12-pack, bro? Like, what the hell? We'll go to Sam's real quick. But this lens has been great. I like it. It's real easy. I shot a lot of 50 on the on my Canon systems, but I never got the full brunt of it because it's cropped in. So it was like more like an 85-ish. So it was really, really tight. This on a full frame is pretty nice. So it's the full 50 mil. So it's like, boom, like so it's a lot wider.
The E-mounts are the ones that you can, no, they're not. You can do dual, right? That does the, was it the mirrorless cameras and the...
Yeah. E-mounts are, yeah, like I can take that lens off of this camera and put it on mine.
I
That's
got you.
like one
Okay.
of the things that I really like about Sony, is that they have
Interchangeable. Saves
interchangeable.
that money, baby.
Yeah, bro,
Dude.
straight up, man. So this is my go-to. I have an 85 at home that I like. That one is a really really good lens too, and it's not too expensive. It's like 350 to 5, and so it's a good lens though. Really really great lens for portraits and stuff like that.
Why would you choose that lens? Like, what would you predominantly shoot with that?
With the 50.
Yeah, what are you shooting? That's that 50's go-to lens.
So a 50 mil for me on this with this system, I'm kind of rocking this most of the day. Like I'll rock it to shoot most situations, but you can do this for portraits. I don't know if this one would be great for it doesn't have a super close minimum focus, so it wouldn't be great for product, I don't think. Like real detailed product, you know. Some lenses allow you to get really really close, and you can see that by the number that's on the front, and it says like a foot, you know, or meters, depending on where you're from. And some of them, it says it on here somewhere. But yeah, so some of them are better for it than others. But yeah, this I'll kind of shoot all day with it. It's
Yeah, 1.48 feet.
there you go. So this one's 1.48 also. So not crazy close, but there's some lenses that allow you to get closer. It's usually zoom lenses are good at that. But yeah, you shoot a lot of yeah, with the 50 mil, a lot of portraits. Portraits is it's really good for. But let's see. I got a mic, or I got two mics in here. So I have my wireless mic set up by Small Rig. Comes with two transmitters and the receiver up top.
Can you add more mics to that receiver, or is just a 2-channel type setup?
It's just a 2 channels type setup, but it's like if I wanted to mic both of us up, it's as easy as just taking this and I give you your mic and then we're rocking and rolling.
I bought the Rode ones or whatever, and I was like trying to use those, but it's a 2-1. And I was like, man, should I get the 4-1 in case we're ever out like doing something? But they're cool. I just haven't really like learned how to use them, because I tried to put it on my shirt one time when I shot, and it was too loud.
Yeah, they're very. It's a hot mic. Like this is a very very same thing here.
Yeah.
Like I'll usually run a lavalier through it, so it's like I'll have it in my pocket, and then I'll have the lav going up here, and it's still like
pretty
I have
loud.
to I have to do some adjusting.
Like put it like down here or something.
Exactly.
So
well, on here the receiver allows you. It has like a full color display, and you can just turn them right there. It has these real clicky buttons.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. But this was actually on sale for a long time. I don't know if I had brought this up on my story, but I was like, dude, this is like the for a while, it was the cheapest wireless mic setup that you were able to get on Amazon from like a legit company, and not like that little, what's that company? It's like a little pill or something, and it's like this black. It always sounds like shit, but so many people have them. But it's like this wireless mic that is.
I think I know what you're talking about. It looks like a little bean looking thing.
Yeah,
I know
and I'm
is
like,
it LNG?
I don't know, dude. I think a few companies make that one, but it's not very good. It sounds kind of crappy, but they're really really cheap. But this one was on sale for like $130, I think, or something, or $140ish. And at the time where like the Rode one was $2, the Movo one was $2. All of them were like $200 and up, and I was like, caught this on a deal, so I was happy there. Really, really like it. And it's just really compact. It's easy to pack. And that's something
I love the fact that you look for budget creating
all the time.
And you cannot, like, if you look, somebody went and looked at your stuff and was like, this dude's stuff is legit. And then you go look at mine and it's like, looks just equally. And I don't know. I think the Rode ones were a little bit more. I think I paid like,
they're expensive.
Yeah. And it's just like,
the Rode and the DJI ones were pretty up there. The DJI, I guess, is like the gold standard, I guess. But those are really, really. I think they're like $350 or something. And I'm like, dude, fuck. No,
yeah,
that's expensive, man.
I've thought for the longest time was like latest and greatest. I gotta have and it's just like, no, dude, you can just have like some of the parts on that truck I ordered from Amazon.
There you
like,
go.
oh, what kind of parts?
Yeah.
Did you get them from Summit, or which is like a big auto part place? And it's like, no, I didn't know. Dude, cheap that on Amazon. When the truck catches on fire, I'll let you know. Don't buy these parts from Amazon.
Do you use Rock Auto a lot?
I do. Yeah,
Rock Auto.
I do.
I love Rock Auto.
The only thing with Rock Auto is I am a very like sometimes I should have done this a long time ago, but I wait till it becomes an issue. and then I have to wait for the part to come in.
Yeah. It kind of takes a little bit.
I need to be a little bit more retroactive, right? No,
proactive.
Proactive instead of retro.
reactive.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Instead of retroactive. Yeah.
So next off, I got filters. So I keep
badass. Which are like sunglasses for lens.
Yes. Yeah. So I have the ND filter, variable ND. So this thing is super
that's cool.
useful. This one is from a company called, I'm not too sure, but I did buy it on a deal. So, Earth. No, Earth. So Earth it's pretty good. I know people talk about color shifting and color casting. I don't really experience it too much, but that's just me. Got the Tiffin Black Pro Mist filter that gives you that like bloomy outline on your or on your lights and stuff. So that's pretty neat. And then I have a simple polarizer, just if I'm shooting cars or anything like that, to kind of cut the glare on glasses.
Man, I bought one for this 16 millimeter one, and I don't know where I was, and I took it off.
You lost it,
dude. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I almost lost my Pro Mist after I was somewhere and I was shooting for I feel like 2 seconds. I took it off because I was like, oh, I forgot that I had this on here and I don't want to use it for this shoot. Some girl walks up to me later and she's like, hey, I was at Alpha Land. That's where I was.
Oh, shit.
I was at Alpha Land. I was super hyped, super excited to be there. And I'm like running around talking to everybody like a little kid. And then someone's like, did you drop this? I'm like, oh, thank you for my $50 filter.
Yeah.
I would have been pissed. So I have that. A couple of little odds and end pieces that I have is gaffer's tape.
What do you use that for?
Oh man, so this stuff is great. It's like duct tape consistency and strength, but it doesn't leave residue.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a lot of people use these on like film sets and photography setups and stuff like that. And it's really strong, really durable.
You got a whole kit
but
here, dude.
Yeah, man, you're always ready to go.
Surgical
so
with the
I'm surgical with this shit. I have this bag here, so I just recently implemented it, but it's like a little shoulder bag.
Okay.
But I call it my satellite bag because if I'm
Is that where all the Benjis are in?
Huh?
Oh, the Benjamins are in there?
Man, I tried to. I need to fill it up. Can someone help me fill this up with Benjamins, please? So, what I'll do is I'll have, let's say I have the 24-70 on and one of the lenses. Well, I don't want to always have to go back to my bag because I'll usually, if I'm going to an event and I'm shooting it, I'll have my bag set up somewhere, just one place. And I'll be like, okay, so I'll take a lens out of there or whatever gear I need out of here, and I'll just carry it in here.
It's your holster.
Yes, sir. So I have that, and then
how many cameras do you own?
Two.
Two?
Yeah, I only own two right now. I have this one, and I have my little small camera. I keep it in my other bag, and it's a little Lumix GX 85.
That's what I think people don't have to get too crazy. Like, man, as long as it video captures and you can use like an audio interface type deal, and some good headphones, cheap headphones too. You can use your iPhone headphones. Yeah. You can get on YouTube and look at like cheap podcast setups, and dude, it's pretty impressive how you can take
you can make a podcast legitly from this handy recorder called a H4n, a Zoom H4n from like fucking. They've been making that thing for years.
It looks like an old little like video or audio recorder, literally.
Exactly, but it has two inputs.
Yeah.
So you can have that and then your headphones just to monitor your audio, and you can literally make a podcast off of that. Yeah. And like that thing is dirt cheap now. You can get two Shure SM58s. Those are stage mics, but they're built like tanks. Those are dirt cheap now. And then a pair of Audio Technica headphones, just like these. These are fine. And then you can have a podcast setup that's mobile for like fucking, I think really realistically probably under $150.
Yeah, dude.
Under
cool.
$150, and it can fit in your pocket.
Yeah.
So I guess to end it all, to end this part of it, actually, I got like other cleaning supplies and stuff in here, but I have the Sony A7 IV with
Big Mama.
This Big Mama right here, man. This is the workhorse. Use it every day. Got the small rig half cage on it, which I might be changing this out because I kind of run into some issues with it here and there. But
is it like the accessibility of it, or it just doesn't fit? It's not smooth.
Well, no, yeah. Sometimes I run into. Well, it's like the drawback of it being a half cage is you just don't get as much accessibility ports on there. But I do like having this whole other side open, and it cuts on weight. I like being as light and as portable as possible. Oh yeah, check it out.
That's not terrible.
It's not that bad. It's not bad at all. But great camera. It's a great hybrid shooting camera because I mean, there's events where I'll shoot photo and video at sometimes. So this camera covers a lot of bases, and I can see myself shooting on this thing for the next few years. Probably, I don't know.
This stuff is so much fun, dude. Like, and like the more I tap into it and get all, wizard out, it's just like you just like keep constantly wanting to create, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Just tell your story. Put your information out there, man. Just nerd out. Like, man, it's cool, man. It really is cool.
It is, and but the thing is too is I always try to tell people it's like I definitely didn't just wake up one day and I had that. I didn't just wake up one day and I knew this stuff. The stuff that I know, it's like it took a long time. It takes a minute, and it takes a lot of trial and error. Like, I didn't start off shooting Sony. I mean, I was shooting Canon. I was very, very happy in the Canon ecosystem, but I just was struggling with the Canon crop sensors because I just was like, man, I can't. You're limited. It's like I can't shoot at night. It's like shooting at night is hard.
This one, the A6400, doesn't do it either.
Yeah, and like that was the big thing with crop sensor versus full frame. The 80D was able to keep up in a lot of aspects at the time, but it was just the fact that it was crop sensor, and like with Canon, like the rule of thumb was like anything over ISO 800, you're just it's just grainy. You just can't really do much with it.
Tell you, dude, I'll follow you around with that light. Bro,
be ready to go, man. Have the little Beyonce halo over everybody, shit. But yeah, man. So yeah, it took a while and to really like kind of curate that gear. It took a lot of planning, and that's what I like. I love watching people's like what's in their bag, like videos,
reviews and stuff like that.
And figuring out like what people. Because I seen a guy recently, great channel. I can't remember his name, but he was like, yeah, I'm a wedding photographer, but I shoot out of a bag like that. And I was like, really? Because I've always heard like, oh, a wedding photographer or a wedding cinematographer. Oh yeah, you're busting out like a wagon, and I have a wagon. Wagons are great. Yeah, it's a little folding one.
That's
and it
funny,
just goes in it goes in the back, dude. It's like every now and then I do have to take like I call it just like a full gear day, and it's like, okay, so I'm taking my bag plus like some lights, and I throw them in the wagon. Dude, I used the wagon one time, and it was like airdrop for me. I was sold. I went to a shoot, and it was a lot of gear, and instead of me carrying all the gear on my back, there was a wagon up front. I'm like, yo, can we use this wagon? He's like, yeah, that's fine.
You're also very organized though. You're super like your stuff is labeled. Like I'm looking at your stuff and I'm like, okay, like that's that little crazy little like in you were just like,
get a label
obsessed.
Gun. Get a label gun. Those things are great.
No, I saw that and I was like, man, you got everything labeled. I've got one lens. I got this, and then then that one that doesn't really count because you can't use it. But I got this one and that one, and that's I don't know, man. It's fun, man. I really do enjoy doing this stuff, and
I think lenses are more important than the camera body. I think.
I think so too.
I was gonna make a story about it today, but since we're on the podcast, I got a question for you. So in my head, the way I think about it is lens, computer, camera body is kind of how I would put things in importance as far as like if I could go back and start like at the very beginning and tell myself, okay, you got $4,000. Let's say you got $4,000 to put. You're about to go all in. You're about to quit your job, go all in. I got $4,000. What do I want to spend? What should I spend money on? Future Shawn. I would say lens. Get you a decent computer to edit all the shit you're about to do. Get you a pretty good lens, a 24-70 or something around that, and then get you a pretty decent camera.
I would say the same thing too, because I didn't really take it into consideration. This was like the starter pack one that came with it, right? And it's not bad, it's good, but for something like this stops at an 18, and then that one goes down to a 16.
Yeah, it's wider. That one's gonna be a lot, a good amount wider.
So you would have saw like not only like you would have probably saw the full picture hanging on the wall, and then some of the curtain that's behind you with the 18. So this one I like it because it's a lot more closer. I had to run this lens further back, and I didn't have this much room in the house. So it just, at least for me.
Yeah.
So I would definitely do that. And then, oh man, I don't know. I think I would put the lens and the camera like right at number one.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
the lens in the computer.
yeah. Oh,
Because
so
without
okay, yeah,
one, I can't edit.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like I can edit, but I had another little cheap laptop, and it would overheat and shut down, and it would take forever.
So you
like,
would almost say probably computer first,
yeah,
lens camera.
yeah.
Okay.
I think I would do computer first, and then I would do lens, and then
I
camera.
guess you're right. I guess that makes a little bit more sense.
But also too,
yeah.
it's. I mean, I don't know. I think they're both equally as important.
Yeah.
But if I can't edit it and stuff, I can't get the content out.
Yeah, I guess like what I was trying to like iterate is how important lenses are. I think some people get
Everything's
so
important, man. Everything.
yeah, well, people get so tied up
Yeah.
on the camera though, and like, man, these last couple of years, I don't know what these camera companies have been like smoking, but they have been pumping out cameras like crazy, especially Sony. And I'm like, dude,
It's like the graphics cards for stuff. Like, man, they're like,
yeah. It's
damn.
like, oh, they were like chip shortage, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh no, actually not, and they're just
It's like markup. They're like instantly marked up. They buy it, a couple $100, and they want another additional couple hundred. It's like, I can't, man.
Yeah.
Screw you guys.
Yeah, man. I got a lot of love for Sony for sure. I wasn't on the wave when when people first started switching over. I was still like holding on to my Canon so dearly, but I just to let you know, get into some like tech talk. I don't like what Canon's really doing with their cameras now. They I don't know if you've seen or heard about it, but they are not allowing third party lenses.
They're capitalizing.
So no Sigma, no Tamron, and I'm like, whew, y'all are tripping.
Yeah.
Because them RF lenses, that RF glass is A, there's not enough of it, and B, when you find it, it's extremely expensive. And it hasn't hit the Craigslist and marketplace yet. It's so pricey, but Sony glasses kind of been out for a while. And it's funny because they almost like they flipped, because at one time Sony wasn't as popular at all, but they had like, I think their really popular camera, like what really turned the tide for them was the A7 III. And then after that, people were like, bro, Sony's kind of it. And I guess, that's when they kind of started capitalizing on that. And now they make something in every market, like every price range, which is cool. But
there is a good entry starting point. There's a good entry starting point, and then you can go like something as simple as like a really light, quick, like vlog style camera to a little bit more aggressive, and then you can go to full throttle, like
cinema. You're shooting like Netflix documentaries and stuff like that.
I looked at so just me, just like shits and giggles, just like, what's next level? And then I'm like, what's after that? And then and it's just like, then you got like this full production.
Yeah, the Aria, you get an Aria Alexa. You
Yeah.
get some of these cameras are so expensive you can't even buy them. Like I don't know if you watch Peter McKinnon's videos at all. Oh, dude, that dude is a crazy good creator.
Peter McKinnon.
Peter McKinnon, yeah, he's a dude out of Toronto, and really cool, gritty style. Kind of has like this Western kind of look to his stuff. But really good stuff, really high quality productions. And he did a video recently with a guy that shoots like this crazy macro photography, where he'll like shoot a camera or a top down on something, and he's using this really high quality camera that's 80 grand, like the camera itself. He's like, I do this for a living and I can't even buy this. I can't buy it. They only rent it out to me. And so the way the camera works is it takes different depths of the item at different exposures to make this super, and it layers them together with software to be this super high quality image. Super neat stuff,
dude.
Though.
It's
very,
amazing.
very cool.
Yeah, it's
very,
amazing
very cool.
what people can do. It's amazing what technology can do. And I think, man, I don't know, like the more and more I get into it, I nerd out about it, and it's just like, man, for what it's worth, if like no one watches this or no one likes this stuff, it's just memories for me, man. Memories
Definitely.
for me, like
at the very end of it all. Yeah,
I vlogged a little bit of that little snowboard trip we did with the dog,
whatever.
And it's just like, man, I wish I would have recorded more.
Yeah, that looked super fun.
It was fun, man. And like I'm there, and it's just like, how do I do this for a living? Like, how do I continue to do these things? And I've kind of gotten that real estate niche where I'm hoping to get some passive income going in and get the ball rolling this year. But I would ultimately like to be able just to have steady money coming in and live a very simple, modest life.
There you go, man.
Like, something simple, nothing crazy. Obviously, I would love to have like stupid cars and all this other stuff. And I just, when it comes down to it, man, I think it's just like being impactful and leaving something behind and inspiring people to do. Yeah. To just create.
Yeah, I always tell people, I was like, I don't need to be the richest photographer. I just need to be the one that can make it off of like a camera.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be the one that can do it off of, you know, just my own thing. And that's just because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you probably seen the in the podcast episode, but there was a counselor that told me I couldn't, you know, and I was like, no, I think I definitely can.
Yeah, I'll bet you.
Yeah, and it took a while, you know, it took a little bit, and it's like, but we're here now, and it's like, dude, I'm as happy as I've ever been, and it's like, yeah, I definitely would like to indulge and, you know, get like probably a crazy camera or a crazy, because I like cars too. It's like I would love to have me just a big body Lexus, big body Lexus sedan, just clean. That's what I want, and it's like that'd be really cool, man. But I definitely want to be able to do that and have it at a point where it's like I did this off of taking pictures. I did this off of doing video. Someone told me that I couldn't do it, and did. It's like I did it, and now I'm living and flourishing off of it. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
It's like there's not a lot. I mean, I don't know. It's like there's some parents I think that are out there that are entrepreneurial for sure, but it's like I kind of feel like there's a lot that's not. So it's like you kind of don't know where to start because I mean we look up to our parents a lot, and sometimes they'll tell you to do, but then they end up just working at the little job. They've been there for 15, 20 years. Hey, Shawn, you know, pick up that camera. Don't give up. And it's just like, but what? You know, so it kind of makes it tough sometimes.
That's another thing for me that I enjoy, like talking to different people and meeting people like yourself that I had known nothing about. Like this is the first time we met in person, man. And you know, it's awesome to just get your perspective on equipment, get your perspective on stuff. Like the little part that you mentioned earlier about dropping those pins and going back and be able to, I didn't think about that. And it's like, holy shit. And it's like, if it wasn't for you already being way more deeper in this stuff than I am, I'm going to forever remember the individual that told me to drop those damn pins right there. And
yeah,
I'm like,
man.
Oh, that's what those are for.
Yeah, man.
That's why I can use
just
those.
Get your little notebook ready and just kind of go through and just, I don't know, go through them and just, put the timestamps down, and it makes it easier. And like I said, there's probably a lot more efficient way. There's probably someone who's going to hear this and be like, that dude's an idiot, but it's like, hey, this is just what works for me.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, that's a lot of like the advice that I give. It's mostly, or I mean, it's always experiences that I went through. Like if I'm telling someone, hey, this is why I carry gaff tape with me, because I was at a shoot and the people didn't know where to stand and I didn't know how to properly tell them where to stand. So I just put gaff tape on the ground. And so now they stand there and they're in the perfect place for my camera to make sure I'm capturing the image that they want. So it's like, I'm not telling you that just because I've seen someone else say it. Like, no, I did this. Like, this is something that I experienced. So yeah, man, that's that.
One last thing, because I'm gonna wrap it up here in a minute.
Sure.
If you, or what's something you would tell somebody that's looking to get into the game, creating a little bit of stuff, and just kind of venturing into it, and doesn't really know which way to go? What advice would you give them? Equipment advice, or just jump advice, or
I would say post often.
Follow Shawn Wisdom.
So follow Shawn Wisdom. Peace and just out. No, I would say I would say post often and be personable. People will invest time, will invest money in a person more than they would like a brand. I think that if people can get on and see you talking and being like, and I'm not trying to say like be fake with it, because it's like I enjoy sharing information like that. Like anything that I say on my story, it's like I'll tell you right now, or I'll tell you even more, you know, if we weren't, you know, on a podcast or whatever. It's like anything you ask me, I'll tell you, just because I enjoy talking about this stuff. Obviously, I'm sure we've been talking for a minute now, so it's like I enjoy talking about this stuff. I enjoy sharing, and I enjoy seeing people get some type of value from this. So
scratching that itch to create.
Yeah, man, it's great. So it's like, and that's like, to me, that's my form of impact. And it's like, so I think being personable and posting often and posting consistently too, I think that's one thing that people don't do. They want to worry about like the, no, that's me too. It's like I think I just kind of got into a better rhythm myself, and it's like you know, don't beat yourself up if you do fall off the wagon a little bit, but you got to at least start off with some sort of consistency, because once people can see that you're consistent, then they see that you're someone they can trust, and then they'll see that you're someone to invest in. Like I said, whether it be time, money, whatever. It's like Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I mean, not Walking Dead. Not. What's the show? God dang it. Last of Us. Last of Us comes on every Sunday. Everyone's going to HBO.
Is that the spinoff to it?
No, Last of Us is like it's based off of like a game. But I was just using like a show for a reference. It's like every Sunday, everyone knows to tune into HBO to watch The Last of Us. Yeah, so it's an event. So it's like, think of your content if you're trying to get into the content creation space as an event. You know, every time you post, you want to make sure that it's something, and you want to make sure that you give people something like some substance. I think too. Yeah. Posting with intent is what I was trying to say. Is like that's something I would kind of post just sporadically, and I felt like it would do okay. But it wasn't like
just like a loose cannon, just like
like one day, it's like I won't post for like 2 weeks, and then next thing you know, I like flood the feed. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I think that if you can post with intent and be like, hey, my name is Shawn. I'm trying to share this information, and it's like I want y'all guys to know this information that I know, and it's like, wow, that was good information. That actually made me think and made me want to go and try it out myself. And wow, it actually works.
I think you should definitely move over to the like YouTube deal and take all your knowledge and run with it.
It's all proof. It's all a test. Correct. It's like I'm definitely going that route for sure.
I think with with your knowledge and your experience in it, and the approach that you took the approach of like, how can I take the most budget-friendly stuff and maximize on it?
Yes.
And I've watched a few people like that, and I've looked at their views and the comments and stuff like that, and like tons of thanks, tons of subscribers. Like that would be another form for you to capitalize on your gift, your craft, to also generate some money from the YouTube side of things.
It's coming, man. It's coming. I just need to find a way to like kind of get it the structure there on it. I've definitely tried my hand at YouTube here and there, and it's like I do plan on eventually going on there on a more consistent basis. Right now I just have a lot of other projects, and I'm like, man, I'd rather knock these out, but yeah, man, it's coming. And but like I said, just post consistently, post with intent, and be personable. People, like I said, people invest in people more than brands.
People they like.
Exactly.
Mr. Shawn, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day and
dude, I appreciate you having me.
Dude, I was excited.
This was great.
Yeah.
I'm hyped to hear it back, and I think it sounds super good already. Like I love talking into these mics. I can just do it all day.
The crisp sound of like, it's just, I don't know, it's soothing.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
It's awkward at first listening to your voice, but after a while you're just kind of like, this is my voice, and this is just what I look like on camera.
You gotta make your voice sound like you're trying to like have sex with yourself or something. It's just like, hey man, what you doing?
The hot Barry White, hey baby. Dude, thanks again. And then I will be seeing you in the near future, right?
Yeah, for sure, man.
I will come visit the place, and we'll set something up, and
we'll get some things rolling.
Yeah, yes sir, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, thanks. Oh shit.
I don't know. Ever since COVID, I don't know. Dude, it's like you're doing a bunch of. Good. We're playing rock paper scissors for a second.
As always, I will put all your handles and stuff like this on this as well, so they can check it out.
Appreciate it.
Are you for hire? If someone needed some work done, you've got some slots open that you can?
I do. Yeah, I do. Currently, right now, I am on a slight pause. So, I mean, if someone's interested in some work, just let me know.
Show me the money, baby. Yeah, bring the bag.
Yeah, shoot me a DM and let me know. We could probably get something working.
Awesome, man. I'll put your information out there. That way they can get a hold of you. And then, man, just thanks. Thanks for sitting with me and spreading that knowledge, dude.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Let's keep creating and staying consistent.
For sure. And be personable.
Thanks, guys.